What up, tubers, and welcome back to another Arena pre-release sealed here on the Early Access Arena client. Thanks for watching. Hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to check out cardkingdom.com/Numot for all your Magic card needs. So we're once again in the Early Access event. We've ran through Mardu, Sultai, Abzan, and TEMUR. Again, it looks like they're going to be adding the pre-release sealeds to Arena. So they're going to give us 2 seeded packs and 4 regular packs, which means we're probably going to want to end up in TEMUR, though that is not always the case. But I have just been forcing whatever seeded packs we get here. So this time we are going to do TEMUR, which is green, blue, and red. And as you can see, we've gotten 2 special packs there with presumably good TEMUR cards in them. We'll see what our rares are. Okay, I see 2 straight-up TEMUR cards, 2 cards that can go in TEMUR, and then, well, 3, I guess, that can go in TEMUR, and then the Jeskai, an Abzan, and a black card. Actually, the Scavenger Regent was the card that I previewed from this set. The Road Watcher, just a good, nice value 3/3 that can return another creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. Had that in my Abzan video, and it did some good work. Dragonfire Blade, really solid. 1 mana to play, gives the equipped creature +2/+2, and hexproof for mono-colored, so they can still block it with, a mono-red creature or whatever. They just can't target it with the mono-colored effects. And then the equip, it starts at 4, but it gets cheaper for every color that the creature is. So, for example, if I'm going to target the TEMUR Battle Crier with the Dragonfire Blade, it's only going to be 1 to equip, so pretty good there. We've opened Surok. What does he do this time? 3 mana, 4/3, can't be countered. It has trample. Whenever a creature you control or a creature spell you control becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, draw a card. That's nice. Just a very, very nice value. 3-drop, 4/3 trampler. Hard to not get at least 1 card out of that unless you're forced to trade, you know? Good stuff. Okay, Battle Crier is another 3 mana, 4/3 that during your turn, spells you cast cost a colorless less for each creature you control with power 4 or greater. So this already fulfills 1 itself, right? So it can just be more and more and more the more you have, I guess. 3 mana, 3/2 flash, Songcrafter Mage. When this enters, target instant or sorcery in your graveyard gains Harmonize until end of turn. Its Harmonize cost is equal to its mana cost. Harmonize is like a weird flashback, where you still have to pay the color requirements of a card, but the colorless of a card you can pay with not only mana, but also by tapping a creature and adding colorless basically for its power. Flamehold Grappler, 3 mana, 3/3 first strike that wants you to cast more than just itself in a turn. Then we have Winter Night Stories, 3 mana, draw 3, then discard 2 unless you discard a creature. And it also has Harmonize. And then the Regent is a pseudo board wipe Omen and a 4/4 flying, hard to interact with on the front side. Remember, Omens, you shuffle them into your deck after you cast the Omen side. It's not like an adventure. Okay, cool stuff. Again, like I mentioned earlier, I'm just going to go straight to the blue, the red, and the green cards. I'm not even going to bother looking at anything else. That's not what you should be doing in Sealed. But especially if you're going to be doing like a seeded clan, most likely you're going to end up in whatever clan you chose. I do want to note, though, I can already see the Teeming Dragonstorm. I've seen 3 of these so far of the Dragonstorm cycle. I assume there are 2 others. The black one is the Drain for 2. The green one, I believe, gets lands. The white one makes 2 2/2s. And in Limited, if you even are able to bounce this once, it's just so absurd in value. 4 mana for 2 2/2s is already great, but able to potentially rebuy it is kind of nuts. Anyways, just wanted to touch on that card. Let's look at our TEMUR cards. It's a 1 mana blue, tap a creature. It doesn't untap during its controller's untap, and then the player can pay 5 to untap it. It's like a Singing Bell Strike, if you remember that one, or like old school, even it would be a Paralyze, but Paralyze was specifically untapping it at a beginning of the turn or something. Generally not huge on this type of card, but it is okay. It is really annoying. Unending Whispers, 1 mana sorcery, draw card, and then Harmonize for 6. Okay, that's not terrible. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1, it has flying, and then you can return this aura to its owner's hand. I think this is more intended for Jeskai decks, where you want to do the double spell thing. Not saying it wouldn't be unplayable in our TEMUR, presumably TEMUR deck, but probably going to overlook that for now. This is a counter that has the Behold ability. Behold is... it hasn't had a name to it yet, but we've seen this ability before where you can choose a dragon you control or a dragon in your hand and can reveal it for an extra effect. So counter unless they pay 2, or if you held a dragon, counter unless they pay 4. It's okay. TEMUR Devotee, 2 mana 3/3 defender that can filter. So there's a Devotee of each color, of each clan, I should say. This is a 2 mana 3/3 TEMUR one. Is that good? I don't know. That seems like the worst of them so far. Ureni's Rebuff. 2 mana, bounce a creature, and then harmonize. Ah, that's good. It's like a silent departure. Here's the card draw effect. That's solid. Arena Sculptor, or not Arena. Aegis Sculptor, very good as well. I've already seen this card. Had it in my Sultai deck where you could fuel the graveyard a lot, but it's not hard to get this to a pretty annoying size, and the Ward 2 is pretty good on a flyer. 4 mana 2/5. During your turn, this creature has power and toughness 5/2, and then you can make it unblockable. That's not bad. During your turn, this creature has base power and toughness 5. Yeah, that's pretty good, actually. Spell costs 2 less to cast if you cast another spell this turn. Draw 3, discard a card. Yeah, even 5 mana for draw 3, discard a card is not terrible. And so it costs 3 if you've cast another spell. That's solid enough. I've opened 3 of the Ice Ridge Serpent. It's just so expensive. 5 mana 3/3. When it enters, return a creature an opponent controls to its owner's hand. You're paying like 2 mana for a 1/1 counter if you compare this to Mana War. And you can't even bounce your own things for value. I don't know about that. It's probably fine. This is one of the Omen Dragons. It's also just fine. What is this one? Counter target spell unless its controller pays X. The spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature you control with power 4 or greater. Seems okay. I might play like 1, maybe 2 of the Serpents, but they're going to be a very easy cut for me depending on how many other playables we have. Okay, let's jump over to red. Molten Exhale. So there's an exhale of each color. All of them are removal spells. The red one is 4 damage to a creature or planeswalker for 2 mana that can turn into an instant if you have a dragon to behold. Green is like a punch. White is Gideon's Reproach. Black is... What is black? Black is Last Gasp. And blue is... Actually, I don't know what the blue exhale is. I don't know if I've seen the blue exhale. Maybe there's not a blue exhale. Anyways, all of them are playable for sure. Twin Bolt deals 2 damage. Okay, this is just a reprint. It's fine. 3 mana 4/2. Whenever this becomes tapped, you may discard a card if you do draw a card. So this works well with all of the Harmonize cards. And it also triggers any of the 4-power Matter cards in TEMUR. Seize Opportunity, I don't like unless you're going to be a very aggressive deck, which I don't plan on being here. 3 mana 1/2 that makes a 1/1 and then has some utility. I haven't been impressed by that card. 3 mana star 3 with Mobilize 1, power equal to the number of creatures you control. That's not bad. That's okay. 4 mana 3/3 Prowess that makes a treasure. That's okay. 4 mana 2/4 Flyer that whenever you cast a non-creature spell or a dragon spell gets +2/+0. And then the Omen side of things is counter a spell with mana value 2 or less. That's good. Another Omen Dragon. This is the Rummager that also is a 3/3 flying haste pumpable. That's fine. Wayfarer, we're moving on to green now, is intended more for Sultai, but not unplayable necessarily. What is this one? Heritage Reclamation. Destroy an artifact, destroy an enchantment, or or exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard, draw a card. I mean, it cycles, worst case scenario, so that's always going to be playable if you need. 2 mana, 2/3. Whenever it becomes tapped, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land, you can reveal it and put it in your hand. If you don't put it in your hand, you can put it in your graveyard. That's good. 2/2 vigilance for 2 that can blow up an artifact or enchantment's fine. Oh man, we're getting a lot of the like Sultai cards. We're not really seeing much of the TEMUR stuff. 3 mana, 3/3 trample. Whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard during your turn, you put a 1/1 counter on them. That's good. 3 mana, 4/4 defender can attack this turn as though it didn't have defender. So this would be a nice one to enable the 4 power matters, but it might not be worthwhile. More graveyard stuff. Sage of the Fang. 3 mana, 2/2 enters and puts a 1/1 counter on a creature, including itself, and then renew is put an extra counter and double them, so it's solid. There's our Surok. When this enters, you may mill 3. Add an amount of green equal this creature's power. That's decent. Wow, we are getting a lot. I mean, there's going to be overlap, of course, but we're definitely getting more graveyard shenanigans than anything else. When this enters, draw a card if you control a creature with a counter on it. If you don't draw a card this way, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Oh, okay. So worst case scenario, it's a 4 mana 5/4. Best case scenario is probably 4 mana 4/3 draw a card. But either way, that's decent. The Wildling's good. Lay of the Land versus a 5 mana 3/3 flyer, gain 3. Okay, and we moved on to the multicolor cards. Let's look at our TEMUR multi. Draw a card. When you draw a card, then you may discard a card. When you discard a non-land card this way, this deals 3 damage to target creature. Pretty decent, and it has Harmonize. Kishla Skimmer, 2 mana 2/2 flying. Whenever a card leaves your graveyard during your turn, draw a card. Man, we opened such sick graveyard synergy stuff. Our green-blue is really good. Our red so far is really bad. Is it? I mean, let me just take a peek at the black. Oh, there's the black Dragonstorm. Man, we don't really have any of the Sultai relevant graveyard stuff, but sheesh, our TEMUR cards are just not looking that good overall. So 2 Frontier Bivouacs, a Rugged Highlands, a Swiftwater Cliffs. We have 4 on-color lands. We've also gotten a TEMUR Monument. All the monuments have been impressive from what I've seen. They search for a basic of that clan type, and then they all make creature/creatures. This one makes us 5/5. Pretty good. Harmonize, Battle Crier. 3 mana 4/3 draw, discards good. What is this? 5 mana sorcery, make a 5/5, and then it has Harmonize. Oh, that's pretty nice. 2 5/5s on one card. Here's the Dragonfire Blade. So I could pay, what, 2, 2, and a green? So 4 and a green for exile target permanent with mana value 3 or greater. Depends on how much removal I have, I guess. Man, our red feels pretty bad except for like these rune scale storm broods. And the burn, I guess. And we just don't have that many 4 power matter cards, feels like. Sheesh. So far, I think this is the worst pool I've opened yet. Or at least the lowest power level. Man, I could go like Sultai and play the Scavenger Regent. But again, I don't have any Graveyard Matters cards in the black. So what we could end up doing here is going like green, blue, red, so TEMUR, but with a graveyard theme more than the 4 power theme. So just cut like these nest guards or whatever. Got all these leopards. Artisan. We'll play the Storm Broods because they're versatile enough. We'll play the Exhales because they're just good removal. We don't need Twin Bolt. It's too slow. I don't know if it's worth playing this type of counter. If we're going to shave cards, then shaving a Think Twice-ish effect's probably fine. I don't like Ringing Strike Mastery, but if I don't have enough removal, maybe I do. Like bad fixing on a 3/3. Wayfarer can be cut. I don't think there are that many instant or enchantments and artifacts in the format, so Reclamation's probably just a cut. Let's see, Surok, Sage. Yeah, we don't need the Vanguard. Draw 3, then discard 2 unless you discard a creature. Harmonize, that's worth it. That's good. Probably not necessary. Add an amount of green equal to this creature's power. That's like okay, but not really in our deck. Probably don't need that. Probably don't need that. So what are we at right now? 27 cards. Probably just want to run 17 lands. Maybe I could get away with 16 when I have the Roost, Seek, Omen, and a TEMUR Monument. Like I said, I don't really care for these serpents. What's that, 25? This is actually the worst removal I've opened in any of the pools I've done yet, too. Whenever one of our cards leave your graveyard during your turn. So how many ways do we have for cards to leave my graveyard? I have the Sculptor, the Pummeler, the Songcrafter Mage, Sage of the Fang. I don't think we're running that thing. Mammoth Bellow can leave the graveyard. The Double Dragon Hunt can leave the graveyard. Okay, now we have plenty. Oh, the Rebuff leaves the graveyard. The Story. Okay, we actually, yeah, we have a ton of Harmonize. So we do have some good graveyard synergies here. I guess, what is the last cut then? Again, maybe I can get away with 16 lands. That's probably fine. I'll go with 16. So we get the Swiftwater, the Rugged, the 2 Bivouacs, and then the rest are basic. 5, 6, 7, that would be 8 green, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 red. Oh, that seems like way too much red. 4, 5, 6, 7 blue. So shave a mountain, up a forest. Green's the most important. This still gives us 7 red, 7 blue, and then 6, 7, 8, 9 green. Okay. Oh, that's 17 lands. Alright, I guess I'll go down to 8 green. Something like this. Yeah, the TEMUR definitely has felt the worst of any of the clans as far as my pool opens have been so far, but we'll see how it plays out. We've got good mana here, and we're on the play with a turn 2 Botanist. Okay, very good. Whenever this becomes tapped, look at the top card. If it's a land, you can put it in your hand. If you don't, put it in your graveyard. Yeah. Just one of those very annoying 2-drops that type of creatures that we've seen in Magic, whether it be the Lynx from Ether Drift, or even further back in time, we have like the 2-mana 1/3 if you have an artifact or something. Just lots of funny 2-drops that are annoying for sure. Mardu. Now, there is a lot of removal in the format, so let's see if we get the Black Exhale card here, or whatever it's called. Oh, I got to attack. All right, so it might be the White Exhale. Put it into the graveyard. That's really good next turn, and I have the stories to draw, so... Okay, well if they... No, I still want to do this, right? Draw 3, discard 2 unless you discard a creature. Pretty happy to discard the pummeler, or sorry, the leopard now. Oh, they let me attack. They did have the Caustic Exhale. Into... Aha, the Zergo's Vanguard. That's the card I had earlier. So... Mobilized creatures do die at end of turn unless you have a way to prevent that, which there are ways to do so. But I'm just going to get the flyer online that starts growing. Because if this gets a 1/1 counter, then I can trade route Envoy. Draw an extra card. Limiter of Unity, so that is a draw 2, lose 2, and then drains later on. They might as well attack, yep. So, soak up the 2 because the token dies anyways. And we exile the Botanist and the Leopard. They don't have Harmonize. Land draw's great. Let's just go with the 4/3 draw card while we have a counter. The Aegis Sculptor might be a little bit awkward in my deck since I have so many Harmonized cards that I don't really want to exile, but... Alright, that is a really good one with mobilized cards. Whenever this or another creature you control dies, each opponent loses one, you gain one. So we'll block here. We'll drain for 1, and then lose the 3. That's fine. Let's see. I guess I should probably Surrock. That way if they ever decide to start targeting, we're good to go. And then... let's discard the... Pummeler. Shoot the Stormsinger for 3. Attack for 7. We have all this graveyard value. I guess the Harmonized cards are really nice with the big power creatures, because if you cast a big power creature and then even just have like 1 or 2 mana open, you can generally harmonize them. Okay, 3/3 flyer with Harmonize 1, or Mobilize 1. We do not want to exile any of those things. Can I win this turn? I can probably get close. 4, 8, 11. How much is this? 5 to do? No, maybe not. Let's go for the burn on this thing. Let me go this. Ooh, the blade. All right, well now we can just discard the buff then. Oh, no, I guess we don't need it, yeah. That's not a good sign. Then we can harmonize off our TEMUR Tawny back. Discard. Actually, I don't have to discard. I don't need to kill that. That's fine. Oh, wait. It's the other way around. Never mind. I need to Okay. Well. Right. I was thinking of the Dragon Hunt. I was thinking then you may discard a card. Wrong card. That one always has to discard a card. Alright, this will be a hit for 3. Is there a Wrath? If there's a Wrath, it would make sense to be in Mardu. Okay, Static Snare gets reduced. So they have to ward 2 and I get to draw a card. Well, I assume this game's over then. Alright, well, the power of the Temur. I will say, the Temur with Harmonize is actually extremely strong. Maybe I undersold this deck a bit. Because that played out a lot better than I was expecting, and I was making a bunch of mistakes there too. So, who knows? Can't keep that one. Excuse me. Can't be yawning yet. This is only the 4th video I've recorded today of this format. Alright, we got all of our colors. We've got a curve. 2-drop, 3-drop, 3-drop. I like the Sculptor. Let's just keep the curve. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5, potentially. Dude, this is going to often be a 3-mana 5/5 on the flashback or harmonize. Abzan Monument. Alright, this makes an XX where X is the greatest toughness among creatures you control. Nice. Drew a pretty good 2-drop there, the Botanist. So let's hope we get to attack here, because if we do, we would love to hit some free lands. Felithar, Dawn of the Abzan. Whenever this enters or attacks, you may sack a non-land permanent. When you do, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. Was that worth it? Feels like that Abzan Monument might have been better as it was. Whenever you attack, target creature gets +X/+X, where X is the number of attacking creatures. Okay. Well, I think we want to Monument this turn so that I can Bellow guaranteed next turn instead of playing out the flyer here. Where are my interactive spells? This would be the turn that we would really like to draw something to interact, because they're kind of taking a turn off. Alright. They have way too many cards in their hands. Whenever it attacks or enters, they get that ability, huh? Too much red there. It says Death Touch 2. Sheesh. Actually, we don't need that, do we? We can... It's better do this. I will say, had I just played out my flyers, we'd be poking in for damage right now, or we would have drawn an extra card off of Surok. Alright, well, there's the Surok. Yeah, at least at 2 for 1s. Okay, and that's exactly the type of card we were looking for. We need to find another blue source so we can go bounce, though. Creature gets a 1/1 counter and then deals damage equal to its power to target creature and opponent controls. Okay. I do think we trade here. There's another blue. So I can... Oh, that's right. I can harmonize off of the botanist for a trigger. That's good. Totally forgot about that. Nice. Though I still want to play the island here just in case. Because we have 3 blue cards in hand, so if I draw another blue, I might be able to triple spell. Wait, what was that? Disruptive Stormbrood. 5 mana, 3/3 flying that when it enters, destroy an artifact or enchantment, or destroy target creature with power 3 or less. That's pretty good. Yeah, not blocking here. Okay. This is sorcery speed bounce. Alright, I'm going to do this and go to combat. Triggers our botanist. Maybe we get another free land, or maybe we get to put something in the graveyard we don't want. If they cast, like, the Exhale, I get to Chilling Screech it, and that's exactly what they did, revealing a Bloomvine Regent. A 5 mana 4/5. Whenever this a creature or another dragon you control enters, you gain 3. I don't know what the other side of that does. Bloomvine Regent. Search your library for up to 2 basic forests. Put 1 on the battlefield tapped and the other into your hand. Okay, that's fine. I'm revealing a Molten Exhale. I will like to draw that. We'll play out the other dragon. So the Stormbrood here, if they don't kill it, which they did, might have ruined their world next turn. But they have to go, like, Brigade and pass? Oh, they're attacking! Holy smokes, the aggression is crazy. They know I'm drawing the Exhale, don't they? Or was that not revealed? Do I get to look at it? Oh, I get to look at it. They don't know. Ah, that's what it is. Yeah, this botanist is great. So play the Regent, gain 3. They're at 9. This turns into a 3/4 flyer. I have the card that flashes back, so we want to leave all the instants and sorceries for sure. Oh, and that's got to be a good draw too, right? Draw 3, discard 2 unless you can discard a creature, yeah. And that's fantastic. That's an insane draw. Because now we can put 2 1/1 counters on something. We have 3 damage. Or is this better? That might even be better to actually just discard the Dragon Hunt and the Yeah, it might be better to discard the Dragon Hunt and the land here. And then play this. And rebuff off of the Pummeler. I'm gonna let them eat my flyer, and in trade, I get in for 7 and a trigger of the Botanist. And we will be drawing that. Yeah, TEMUR, man, I said this deck might have been the worst, but it's got some really cool synergies. I thought it was gonna be a 4-power deck. Apparently, it is a harmonized deck. Oh, wait, what the heck? That's insane. Oh wait, shouldn't they have sacrificed that maybe? Well, let's see. None of my creatures trample, but... Well, if I hit a... We might win here, right? If I just hard cast this, and I draw a non-land card, I win. That is not a non-land card. Well, that is unfortunate. I guess we harmonize off of this now. Oh, wait. I need to kill the Felithar here, though. So I guess I should just harmonize off of a big creature for now. We can discard the 2 lands. I guess they only have 1 card in their hand, so I'm going to wait to see if they target the Felithar with a counter. Creatures you control gain trample and lifelink until end of turn is their next mode. Oh shoot, this is not an instant because I don't have a dragon. No! Oh, I messed up. Wow. Well, I guess it might not have mattered. Oh, I'm just dead here too, by the way. It would have mattered because they wouldn't be able to attack and kill me with the Felithar. Yeah, I'm dead here. So I would have... This would have been dead. They wouldn't have been able to kill me, but they would have also needed to leave... Wait. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. I just no blocks. If they have the 2 points, I die. If they don't have anything, I win. Whoa, 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 whoa. Did they punt? I punted huge, but they might have repunted here. Oh, I guess I only have a way to deal 4 damage in my graveyard. I have to go for it. I assume they have a removal spell to stop me. Oh, they didn't! Oh, my gosh. I punted, and then they missed lethal, I'm pretty sure. Oh, my lord. All right. Well, that's a new set for you. Nobody knows what anything does. I'm the one that made the first bad mistake, so I got lucky there for sure. Holy crap. Okay. Yeah. I did not deserve to win that one. Or maybe I did, I don't know. I don't think I did. I'm not gonna lie, the TEMUR deck is cool. Didn't think it was gonna have much play to it, but so far, it's kind of done pretty well on what it's trying to do. Taigum, Master Opportunist. 2/2, whenever you cast your second spell each turn, copy it, then exile the spell you cast with 4 time counter. Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, we're just gonna want to kill that thing. Discarding... Well, I guess the Songcrafter Mage isn't that good in our deck because we don't have many non-harmonized instants and sorceries. I mean, we have the 2 red exhales, but yeah, I think it's fine to pitch that. Dude, the harmonized deck is sweet. Very cool. All right, let's get our Surek online. So, worst case scenario is they kill it and I get to draw a card. Perfect. Not unhappy about that. Okay, 3 mana, 3/3. Looks like they probably have the 5 mana, 3/3 gain 3 dragon in hand. What the heck is this thing? Lotus Light Dancer, 5 mana, 3/6 lifelink. When this enters, search your library for a black card, a green card, and a blue card. Put them in the graveyard. Okay. I mean, it's still really gross, but it's not as bad. I mean, in Sultai, you're going to get a lot of value out of that, I'm sure. Alright, so they put probably a card they didn't want to draw. Maybe one they can get back, and then one that gives a 2 1/1 counters and flying. Gross. The tap lands are awkward here. Let's go with this. Get a loot. Okay, the green means I can go Blade and Equip. So I have a 6/5 hexproof from Monocolored. Now, if they just suit up their dancers with flying, it's going to be a 5/8 flying lifelink. I do have bounce to deal with it, but I would need to find it rather quickly. Yeah, there we go. Ow. 10-point life swing is disgusting. Five 8 flying lifelink, huh? Yeah, that'll end some games pretty quickly here. This one I had in my Sultai pool the other day, and I just didn't run it. I had 2, actually, and I just didn't run them. Which is kind of weird, but... Put 3 1/1 counters! What was that? On target creature you control, and then it's also a flash flyer with dragon and sorceries you can cast as though they had flash. Well, I think I'm supposed to chump here for sure. Because otherwise, if they get rid of the flyer next turn, I just die, and we need to maximize our chances here. So let's go like this, tapping the Botanist. We get a Botanist trigger, and then we get to draw a card. So 4 damage is not going to do it, so we put that in our graveyard. Oh, that is exactly the card I was looking for. Hell to the yeah. Alright, we played it smart, and now we have ourselves a chance. Ureni's Rebuff. Get buffed. Alright, they do get the re-trigger, but given what they put in last time, I doubt they have too much else in the way of value that they're going to hit here. Though, of course, it is possible. No, they didn't even bin anything. That could have been a mistake. That's not a good sign. They are interested in having that much mana. Are you saying to me that you have Ulamog? Not Ulamog. Ugin? They might have an Ugin. I don't know what else. There's probably other 7 mana spells and X spells and stuff they could have. I mean, they're looking at their graveyard. And again, they did bin that 6 mana flyer earlier, so yeah, I guess that's probably what it is. Some graveyard shenaniganery. Lie in Wait. Yes, return a creature from your graveyard to your hand. Lie in Wait deals damage equal to that card's power to target creature. And they have a... Well, it's probably... Oh! When this enters, exile up to 2 target cards from a single graveyard. Yikes. Okay, so I need to use my effects right now. Yeah, if I don't play these now, they're going away forever. So let's go like this. And then I can't win this turn because this is 6 and I have to exhale. But we do want to bounce that. I'm fine letting them chump. We don't really want to bounce a 2-drop, or kill a 2-drop anyways, when we know they have some better targets that we can push through. What? That doesn't seem right, but I like that for us. I would not like to discard a creature. That doesn't even block either of my creatures. Seeing as how they're at 3, I'm probably supposed to play out the flyer instead of the 5/5 on the ground, since they have the 2/6 with lifelink. Ah, the 1 life punish. Well, I can move the blade over, actually. Exhale their dragon, and then, yeah. Move the blade over, and that's a flying lethal. Boom, baby. All right. Whew. We had to go digging, and we did dig for exactly what we needed. Or we hit exactly what we digged for. Dug for. Digging, I don't know. We got there. All right, Harmonize is sweet. I am really happy with this TEMUR deck. It actually might be the most fun deck so far out of the 4 now that I've gone through. We went through Mardu, we went through Sultai, we went through Abzan. This is TEMUR. We still have Jeskai after this, but yeah, this deck has been pretty fun to pilot. Was this the same human token I just played? I don't actually remember. No green, huh? We'll ship it. Okay, all green, but we have the monument. Pitch the mage. We might have just gotten a mirror match or a rematch. Yeah. Yeah, they are indeed. Okay, so let's... I guess we're going to lead on the Sage of the Fang, as if they have a removal spell, I'd rather them kill this. Oh, they have the Warden. Okay, well, if I don't find removal, that's going to take over real quickly. So the Warden is a 3-mana 2/2 that puts a 1/1 counter on itself at the end of your turn. And then whenever another non-token creature you control enters, it endures X, where X is the number of counters. Oh my god. And now they just buffed it up huge. I am very dead. I am completely dead here. So now the next non-token creature they play, or any non-token creature they play at this point on, either gets +7/+7, or they make a free 7/7 token with it. Absurd. We are extremely dead here. Yep. That was a 4-mana 3/3 flyer, and they should probably just make a 5/5. Oh, sorry, 5 counters. So it's, yeah, they make a free 5/5. Alright. I initially read that card wrong and thought, and this goes back to one of my other early access videos, I thought it was based on its power, but it's based on the number of counters, but they had the way to add extra counters anyways. Yeah, that card is disgusting. If you let it's still a card you need to kill immediately if possible, but it's not as bad if it lives a turn, maybe even 2. I mean, it's still pretty brutal in those cases. But it's not as bad, right? It's like the turn immediately after you play it, you can give a creature +1/+1 or make an extra 1/1, or rather for each creature you play after it, but yeah. I kept this hand, but I wasn't really thinking. It does not have blue, and it's not particularly good. I guess I'll just simply draw my TEMUR Charm, or whatever it's called. Monument. Yeah, this is not good. 2-mana 3/1 that taps for a red, and then 3 taps sack it, deals 6 damage to target creature with flying. Oh, that card's really good. You know, it's not good. Not having one of my colors and having 3 of that color in my hand. Guess we get to play a 5/4 out next turn. Okay, they're gonna rummage. Discard a card if you do draw 2. So that's the Omen side of this 3/3 flyer. And then they discarded Exhale. Oh. I would really enjoy drawing a blue source. I'll even accept a tapped blue source at this point. Draw a card with Harmonize. Into destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. Let's see, that is 2 less to cast if you've cast another spell this turn. Makes 2 1/1s with prowess. Gives up to 2 creatures +2/+2 each, or destroy a creature power 4 or greater. That's good. Two, the filter for Jeskai, that can get +1/+1 until end of turn when you cast a second spell. Okay, it's whatever. Let's spend this turn drawing cards. I'm going to discard a Glacial and an extra Forest. We're going to lead on Daddy Surok. Nice. This card's going to be constructed playable. 3-mana 4/3, can't be countered, trample, and then it gives your creatures that damn ability. Whenever a creature you control, or a creature spell you control, becomes the target of a spell or ability opponent controls, draw a card. So, and they used a 6. Oh, what is this? I didn't even get to look at their card. It was the 5 damage to a non-flyer slash 5/4 flying, gain 5 card. All right, 6/5 Vigilance Menace for 4, as long as you've cast another spell this turn, which they did. What do we have here? During your turn, spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each creature you control with power 4 or greater. So, I don't have a second blue. Oh, that's okay, right? Yeah, We can cast this and then go red, green, 1 for the Tawny back. And then the Tawny back makes the TEMUR Monument cost nothing. This is actually sweet. I still want to get a blue here, however. Then we get a blue, and then we can stories off of one of our creatures. Wow, what a turn. And then we even... Oh, we can play the Blade for free? Damn, TEMUR pop-offs, dude. That's awesome. That was really cool. I mean, I'm getting beaten down by a 6/5 Menace here, but... Okay. So we can equip for 1, which is great. We can... So I have 2 creatures with power 4, so this is 4 total if I don't want to... If I don't want to harmonize. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we're gonna... And then we're gonna discard the Botanist. Deal 3 to this thing. Exhale it for the extra 4. Equip here. Attack for 10. And we're going to want to play out the Swiftwater Cliffs for the life gain, because we don't need the Bivouac fixing anymore. And we still have the Monument here to go make a 5/5 next turn as well. Right, that only hits flyers, so that's irrelevant for us. That was a good draw, because I can now make the Battle Crier a 6 toughness creature, which they cannot double block. Okay. Three prowess that makes a treasure. Don't think that's gonna matter. Oh yeah, look at that. Actually, I should be attacking with the Sage as well, because the only good block they have is with the 3/3. And then they wouldn't be able to trade otherwise. Yeah, baby, look at this. Dude, Harmonize, so sick. We're kind of popping off there. I'm really happy with this. That's fun. All right, let's do one more, and we'll call it good for the TEMUR. And then tomorrow we'll get the very last of the clans as I move into Jeskai. But yeah, this Battle Crier is hot. Surok's hot. Man, this deck is just so cool. Harmonize. Didn't think it was going to be as good as it is, but it's playing out really nicely. And this card got to do its thing. That one turn where we went Battle Crier into Tawny back, into Free Spell, into the other thing, into... Yeah, I mean, it was just great. Having a grand old time here. So Nomad Outpost, they're on Mardu. That is a 2-mana, 2/1 lifelink with renew of putting a lifelink counter on a creature. Nice. Right. Always want to just lead with Surok here. As if they don't kill it immediately, then everything else I play after the fact will just be safer, as it will give us cards. Sure. Draw, then discard. So I will block the Assistant with the Tawny back. is a monkey. They might have like the +1/+1 indestructible trick, I guess. I'm not going to throw Surok in the way. And if it's just like the Osseous Exhale, then that's great for us. Okay, and if they let the damage resolve, that's also fine by me. They have the Nariv. That is bad. If a creature you control that entered this turn would deal damage, it deals twice that damage instead. Now, I will be able to Dragonheart it twice here because of the Harmonize. So we probably need to do that. Whenever a card leaves your graveyard, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. The flyer's still annoying, I guess. Alright, so it's a 3/3 lifelink now. And I'm going to take one extra from the token. This is a 4-mana 4/2. As long as there are 3 or more different kinds of counters among creatures you control, it gets +2/+4. You may cast this from your graveyard. If you do, it enters with a finality counter. That's cool. Alright, we go Battle Crier here. Into 1-mana 4/4 reach. Alright, they're finally pulling the trigger on Surrak. And we drew a nice one. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the blocks. We want to force out the trick now, whatever it is, so that we can exhale later. That's fine. They did have the Osseous Exhale, for the record. They had double exhale. Okay. Still doing fine here, of course. I will trade the 4/3 instead of the 2/2, because the 2/2 is going to give us extra value. Don't kill my skimmer. I need it for extra cards, please. I believe any untapped land will let me double 5/5 next turn. Defibrillating Current. Yeah, they drew a removal spell. Good beats. Okay, we're way far ahead right now. Let's Monument, because that's 6 mana. They drew a Zurgo. Ah, they're ripping hot. Let's rebuff. Make another 5/5. Attack for 5. Yeah. So Zurgo makes it so warrior tokens you control can't be sacrificed at the end of turn, which is so insane with Mobilize. But We are kind of hot popping here, right? Let's see. 2, 3, 4. I mean, how do we want to play this? This is 6. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, I guess I'm just going to attack for 10 and then make another 5/5 here. Ugh. Alright, block. Sack a token, draw a card. Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. Not sure what they can draw off that, but this card is also insane with the mobilize cards. Unaffected by Summoning Sickness ability, and it's repeatable. Because it's not a tap down. And we hold up the 2-mana counter here as well, pretty hot. GG's, yeah, man. Gosh, I wish I could eat my words when we went off to the first round when I was saying this was the least powerful deck I had built yet, because maybe it was even the most powerful. This thing was sick. We're going to call it there. As always, I'm just trying to record a bunch of videos during early access, and I'm on a set amount of time, so not going to finish out to its completion. I thought the lack of removal was going to hurt us, but turns out casting a bunch of big spells in a turn via Harmonize is enough to get you ahead. This deck was cool. Actually, how many Harmonize cards did I had? Harmonize. 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, we had 6 Harmonize cards, and then we had the Battle Crier, which really let us pop off on some other turns, but that was really cool. I enjoyed that. That was a good look at TEMUR here in the early access Tarkir Dragonstorm pre-release. So thanks for watching, friends. We'll have Jeskai for you tomorrow. Love you. Goodbye.